Hello everybody, thank you guys for checking out this video. Today I'm joined by a special guest, Linda. She studied abroad in Spain. So how long were you there for?
I was there for 4 months, so during one semester, and it was from September 2017 to January 2018.
Cool, and what city were you in?
I studied in Burgos, España.
Is that a big city? I haven't really heard of it too much.
Burgos is pretty small. The population is about 176,000.
That sounds pretty big.
Sounds pretty big, but it feels like there's only around 100 people living there.
Oh, okay. All right, nice.
I didn't know much about Burgos. I just knew that it was in Spain, and as soon as I stepped into Burgos, everything was new to me, so I didn't expect much. I knew of the cathedral. I knew that the food was going to be amazing, but other than that, everything was new to me.
Oh, yeah. Did you experience any culture shock when you first got to Spain? How was that your first couple days there?
I knew going into Spain I was going to expect like a different lifestyle, so I guess I was prepared for the culture shock, so it didn't hit me as much as I felt like I was expecting it to. My first few days going in Spain, though, it was kind of nerve-wracking to see if I can adjust to this lifestyle, see if I can walk or take public transportation every day, or just getting coffee was really different, and I didn't know if I was going to adjust to it. I think I experienced more of a culture shock coming back to America and trying to revert my daily activities. Like here you just don't call up a friend and just say, hey, let's go to coffee. Like it seems like here in America everyone's busy, but in Burgos everyone's always down to grab dinner, grab coffee.
How was the language barrier? Did you find it a little difficult to adjust to that? Was that part of the culture shock, or did you already know a bit of Spanish coming in?
So I definitely knew Mexican Spanish, which was completely different from Spain Spanish, because they have this list that they carry as they speak, and also a few terms that were different, for example, would be vale, and this is used very often in Spain. So it's a way of saying like I understand or got it. Like for example, you want to go to dinner tonight at 9, or let's go to dinner tonight at 9 p.m. Vale, like got it. And another term that was different was the bathroom or bathroom. So for example, Mexican Spanish you'll say el baño, and then in Spain you'll say el aseos.
El aseos.
Yeah.
Huh. What were some of the best things about staying abroad in Spain?
Of many things, I'd have to say the food there and trying the tapas. Tapas are just smaller portion like appetizers, and some of them are like patatas bravas, croquetas, jamón, Iberia, and a lot of bread as well. Their wine is also very big in Spain, and so we had a lot of that, and it kind of introduced me to enjoying wine, and also the lifestyle there. It's just walking, busing, or and also the costs in Spain was super affordable compared to here in the Bay Area. For example, a tapas can be 2.5 euros, which is around $3 US, and that can fill you up. And rent there as well, it can be for your own room as low as 160 euros, which is probably about 200 US dollars.
That's pretty good.
And it was just, it almost felt like everything was easy to balance, like friends, eating out, having fun. It was super cheap to travel. My bus ride was 15 cents, euros.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And what about one of the few things, I've never been to Spain, but one of the stereotypes I hear is the siestas. Was that real? Was that an amazing thing to be able to nap in the middle of the day?
Yeah, so I was aware of siesta, but to actually see, I was like, okay, like they actually take breaks. And so during siesta, people will leave work and it's like afternoon time, so around 2 to 5 p.m. people would leave work and they would shut down big stores too, shopping stores, and even like salons and stuff would shut down, and they'd all just go into the downtown area and hang out and have that family time. Even though it's siesta time, like nap time, it was more of like family time, and to actually see it was so cool, and I feel like that's something we should adopt here.
Definitely.
But yeah, it was definitely a thing.
Oh, really cool. So since we talked about some of the best things about study abroad, let's talk about the other side of that. What were some of the more challenging parts about being in Spain?
The challenging part was the transition into Spain. So it'd be, for example, finding a place to live and knowing like what the class schedule is, or just not knowing if I was going to adapt well to this new culture. I was always like down to like try like adapt, but it was nerve-wracking to think like, what if I don't like this? Like, what if this is way different? Because I've heard great stories, and I've also heard few stories of like people who couldn't adjust well. And so I was afraid of that, but it just turned out amazing. And so the past first few days, I was just like, instead of feeling like I'm afraid of the language barrier, I'm just gonna push through and read on my own Spanish, self-taught Spanish books, and I was gonna find a way. And so
you talk about how you were a bit nervous and like anxious when you first got there, just because like, you know, obviously you know you were going for an adventure, but at the end of the day you're at a completely new place by yourself. How did you push past that anxiety that you felt at the beginning?
I guess just hoping for the best. I think whatever is meant to happen is gonna happen, and you know, if I get lost on the bus one day, it's okay. Like, it's gonna be fine. I'll find my way home eventually. And just being lost or not knowing was something that I was most afraid of, and just making sure that, you know, everything was going to be okay at the end of the day. That's what really helped me push through. So
okay. So can you describe a day in the week for you, or like a weekend, or what did that look like?
Yeah, so I went to school. I also worked, and then on the weekends it was always set for going out of the city, whether that meant a bus 15 minutes away or a plane 2 hours away. And if not, just exploring Burgos within and just getting lost, literally just walking and seeing where that took us. And on Sunday, what was really nice was a lot of the big stores were closed, and so that really forced me to hang out with other students and also do homework, or you know, get myself prepared for the week, like washing clothes and stuff. An interesting about Spain is they don't have dryers there, so you'll have to wash your clothes and hang them to dry. And so that was how I spent my Sundays. And then cooking as well. There wasn't a lot of restaurants that were familiar to home. For example, burgers or sushi, or poke. And so I would go to the grocery store and buy what I think could best create that plate to remind me of home, and then do that at home, because it was everywhere in Burgos was just tapas, wine, and yeah, everything.
So you started
Spanish.
cooking a lot more while you were over there and stuff to remind you of home and stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right, awesome, cool. What kind of advice would you have for someone who wants to go study abroad in Spain, or just wants to study abroad anywhere?
My advice for Spain specifically would be just be aware of the low cost of living there. Everything is super affordable. And another thing is, if you are used to the Mexican Spanish language, Spain Spanish is definitely going to be different. In general, my advice would just to be open-minded and to just you know, take every chance that you can to try new things, travel, see other cities, meet as many people as you can. Just conversate with people, even if it's at the grocery store, at the mall, or just as you're walking downtown. Just smile, conversate, and just have fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to you know, answer some of the questions about your time in Spain. I know people who are interested in studying abroad in Spain or anywhere else definitely appreciate it as well. So thank you, and hopefully you guys found this informative. I definitely did. I learned a lot, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.